love the game. It's my passion, you know.
Hits are going to happen. Big hits are going to happen. It's part of the game.
Unless you're going to wrap your kids up in bubble wrap, there's not a way to protect them 24/7.
You got such an overwhelming desire from these guys to be competitive and be on that grass.
The games you'll remember are the ones you have the greatest adversity.
I would rather play and get hurt than just not play and never find out if I ever get hurt or not.
You get in the NFL and there's a saying, you get hurt, you lose your job.
An interest and a passion within our staff for making sports safer for our athletes.
Protect what matters and encourage people to do that.
Morgantown, West Virginia, March 13, 2015. It's West Virginia University Pro Day. The Mountaineers stars align. Kevin White, Mario Alford, and one name that everyone in the Mountain State knows.
7-step post, bang post.
Clint Trickett.
Take a little break. Take a little break.
He was born and raised in Morgantown before moving to Tallahassee, Florida after his freshman year of high school. But he's not here for the Pro Scouts.
They asked me to do it, so I'm just going to come back and do it for these guys, and that just shows you how much of a bond we had.
Trickett started his collegiate career at Florida State and was Bobby Bowden's last recruit. He comes from a family with deep-rooted football traditions. His father, Rick, a Vietnam veteran, has coached across the United States.
My dad, obviously, he's one of the most respected offensive line coaches in the country. He's been everywhere, Mississippi State, Auburn, LSU, West Virginia, and now Florida State since I've been alive. He's 5'8", 165, which is not your prototypical offensive line coach. There's obviously that Marine military aspect to him, and he takes that on the field coaching. He's very discipline-oriented.
Meanwhile, the eldest Trickett sibling, Travis, is the offensive coordinator at Samford, and the middle son, Chance, is the recruiting coordinator at Louisiana Tech.
We're a football family. It's in our blood, and we take pride in it.
So why is Trickett not officially participating as a senior in West Virginia's Pro Day?
Concussion is obviously the very apex of what everybody talks about these days. There is a struggle with what a definition is, however, it is being defined as a disruption to normal brain function.
Dave Kearns has been at West Virginia University for 21 years. He spent 7 years prior to that at Ohio University. In total, he's been in the profession for 32 years, 29 of them as a certified athletic trainer. While Kearns worked with Trickett throughout his playing days at WVU, he also had prior dealings with the Trickett family.
I was here when his dad, Rick Trickett, coached here, so I had knowledge of Clint when he was, I'm not even sure the age, 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever, before they left and went to Florida State. Then obviously Clint began his career elsewhere and transferred here. Sure, the bringings up and the brothers, and I can remember numerous requests by Rick, the father, to look at one of the sons because the other son did this, did that, tough love type stuff. Very
testosterone-dominated house. I feel bad for my mom. She's the sweetest woman on the planet and has to deal with my dad, who's that's hard to deal with himself, but then you have 3 boys, who are all just, always fighting.
Trickett's upbringing definitely helped teach him to deal with any bumps and bruises football might bring.
He is a headstrong individual, which is good. He's a competitor, which is good. But when it comes to us finding out questions, there wasn't always the truthfulness that we would like to see.
It was Kansas State my junior year. I didn't tell anyone about it, just kept playing through it. Texas was my next one, and that was my junior year. And that one I was actually knocked out. Still at that time, I had been named the starter, but I was still in sort of a competition with 2 other quarterbacks, and so you're never gonna, even if you are the starter, bar none, you're not gonna take yourself out, especially if you're in a competition.
And after the second one, which was a loss of consciousness, he did come forward with other signs and symptoms for which he had denied previously that did indeed tell us that the first one did exist.
For me, it really picked up after the Texas concussion. Went up to UPMC in Pittsburgh, and they are the forefront, in concussions up there. They did the impact tests. They're in charge of a lot of things. They explained everything to me, and I didn't know all that goes into it. And that's when I really got educated from it. Came out like it was my idea, but it was kind of a forced decision. The doctors told me, you're probably not going to be able to play again. You've suffered some severe, concussions. It was 5 and 14 months. 1, 2, 4, boom, out. So just one step, 4 to the slant, and then back out.